Hello, greetings from wherever you're watching me from. Please let me know you are here. Let me know if you're able to hear me loud and clear. Kindly just comment so that I know if you're able to hear me. Comment. Let me know you are here. Let me know you are here. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for joining in. Let me know if you're here and comment if you're able to hear me clearly. Just comment, let me know. You're welcome to this very important live discussion. If you have any concerns, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment, feel free to ask. All right, Prudence says she can hear me. Am I loud and clear? All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the feedback. So we are going to start in a short while. So my name is Rachel Mwaweza, also known as Raweza, and this afternoon, like I mentioned, we're going to be discussing something very important, which is how you can improve your appetite, especially in depression and anxiety disorders without medication, as well as how you can deal with the festive season. We're in the festive season and so much is happening, so we need to know and how we can handle that, especially in mental illnesses like depression and anxiety disorders. All right, now I came up with these topics because there are so many people that are struggling with loss of appetite, not only those that are depressed or those that have anxiety disorders. There are so many people out there having the exposure of having been in retail or community pharmacy or being a healthcare professional. It exposes you to a lot of people, and so many cases, so many people are struggling with loss of appetite, and some of them are not even ill. They don't have any illness, but they still have this challenge. So this discussion is for everybody, those that have the illness, those that don't have any illness. So long as you are struggling, this discussion is for you. Good afternoon, Monde. Good afternoon, Chunga. Good afternoon, Jennifer. Good afternoon, everybody that has joined in. Thank you so much. I'm going straight into our discussion. We are not going to wait, and so just keep me updated. Let me know. Keep on informing me if you're able to hear me. If there is any break, keep on informing me in the comment section. So for you to be able to improve your appetite, for you to be able to eat well without struggle, you need to understand why you need to do it. All right, I believe you cannot fix what you don't know or understand. You cannot fix it. You need to understand it. You need to know it in order for you to fix it. It applies also when it comes to improving your appetite. It applies also in you getting past the struggle of having to eat. You have to understand your why. So if you're taking down notes, number one, you need to understand why you need to eat, why you need to improve your appetite. Firstly, you have to understand that the brain is the chief organ of the body, and it fuels other key organs in the body. The brain is constantly working. The brain does not stop working. It's constantly working. Even when you go to sleep, the brain continues to work. It fuels other organs and is always working. It plays a role in so many functions in the body. Now, for it to be able to work continuously, the brain needs energy. All right, and this energy comes from the food that we eat. For the brain to function well as it does, for it to be able to fuel even other organs, for the brain cells to function well, it needs the energy. All right, and also in the body we have chemicals which we call neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters affect your mood. For instance, serotonin is a neurotransmitter which regulates your sleep, your mood, and your appetite. So these neurotransmitters or chemicals in the brain, for them to be produced, the nutrients come from the food. The nutrients from the food that we eat are the precursors for the formation or the production of these chemicals that get to affect our mood. So now what happens when you don't eat, most probably because of loss of appetite or because of other reasons? When you don't eat, you deprive your brain of the much needed energy for it to function, for it to drive other key organs in the body. You deprive it of the much needed nourishment. You create an imbalance even in the chemicals that I just explained. So malnourishment affects brain functioning. All right, it affects the brain chemistry, it affects the functioning of the brain. And so it is important for you to understand. I mentioned why. Understand why and know why you need to eat. Understand what the food does to the body. When you continuously deprive your brain from the much needed nutrition, you risk developing brain diseases or illnesses. You risk also having mental retardation and other problems as well. And for those that are suffering from depression and anxiety disorders, malnourishment exacerbates these disorders. They worsen, the symptoms worsen when you deprive your brain from the much needed food. You experience impaired memory, poor memory, and so many other things. So that's what you do to your brain. So now when you understand this, you have a reason why you need to eat. You will have a reason why you need to improve your appetite. Once you know these things, it's very important. So in my own experience as somebody that has suffered from depression and anxiety disorders, I had a struggle with loss of appetite, especially, and I went from eating very little to actually missing meals and to not eating at all. And so my kind mother noticed my eating habits. She noticed I wasn't eating and my health was deteriorating. And so she got concerned and began monitoring how I was eating. She would encourage me to eat, and because of her effort, I didn't want to disappoint her. I wanted to impress her, and so I would eat with everybody else and I would try or pretend to eat with everybody else. But the truth is I wasn't really doing it. I just wanted her to see that I was responding to her words or her encouragement. I would go on the table, I would sit at the table, and I would act like I was, each time she wasn't looking, I would also stop. But then one day I sat down, right, and asked myself to say, for how long will I continue to pretend or act like I was eating just to impress my mother, or just to impress people around me, that I'm actually responding to their encouragement, to their effort? You need to realize that those people that love us, people that care for us, those that want to see us well, can only do as much. And that leads me to my second point, which is taking full responsibility of your health. So I've made a decision to say, from now onwards, I will eat whether I feel like or not. I made a decision. I took responsibility of my life at that point. It didn't feel like, but I decided to say I will do it. all right, because I understood the why, the reason why I needed to do it. All right, there is no mental health without food. The same way you need food to function, in every other way, you need food also for your brain functioning. So I made that decision, and what did I do afterwards? I began to make deliberate steps. So that leads me to my third point, which is setting targets. All right, I began to set targets for myself, to say, today I am going to eat this amount of food, or I'm going to finish this amount of food. All right, and being in Zambia, and the staple food here in Zambia being shima, for instance, I'll bring it home and give a very practical example. But whichever part or region where you are watching me from, you can practice this with whatever foods that you are exposed to, whatever food that you eat. So for me, even finishing just half a lamb was very, very difficult. I felt like my throat was narrowed. I couldn't easily just swallow my food. The food was tasteless. I couldn't taste my food anymore. Not even my favorite could actually do the magic. So what did I do? I began setting those targets. So okay, today I am going to finish half a lamb, starting with half. It was a struggle to finish in the beginning, but as time went on, it became easier, and each time I managed to finish, I would be so happy that I did it. So it gave me the motivation to even set higher targets. So I went from half to 3/4 to a full lamp of shima with time. It took weeks, it took days, it took weeks. It didn't just happen in a day, it didn't just happen in a week. Swallowing became easier with time, and the taste came back, and I began to enjoy my food. Setting targets is very important because it keeps you motivated, it keeps you excited about doing more for yourself, and it also helps you monitor your progress. Let's say when you manage to eat this amount, next time you manage to go higher, it keeps you excited and know to say, okay, I am making progress, I am moving forward in my eating habits. You may not necessarily eat so much at once, but also if you can eat the small amounts frequently, it can also be very, very helpful. All right, and so it is very important for you to understand the why, like I mentioned earlier, why you need to eat, why the brain needs that food. You need food for your mental health as well. Then secondly, you take full responsibility of your life and decide to act, decide to work on yourself, decide to eat whether you feel like or not, because you will not feel like. Thirdly, make targets, deliberate steps. Those will help you get moving. And the fourth point that I would like to share with you is stop looking for quick fixes. There are so many people that approach us, so many people that move from one health facility to the other, looking for solutions, quick solutions to their lack or loss of appetite. They want medication that is going to do the magic. Immediately they take it, immediately they take that pill or that syrup, their appetite is back and everything is moving smoothly. Many people, so many of us do not want to put in the work. We do not want to put in the effort. We do not want to take action. We want a pill or a syrup or a medication that is going to do the magic. Immediately you are back to normal. But especially in mental illnesses like depression and anxiety, you have to be patient with yourself. You have to do the work on yourself. Let it come, all right? Do the work on yourself, and it will be easier with time. And so this festive season, we have so much going on. Families, friends, people gathering, having beautiful times, beautiful moments. People from different regions are getting together. I want to take this opportunity also to encourage you especially that is suffering from depression and anxiety disorders. I want you to know that you that is suffering from anxiety and depressive disorders, festive season is not a season where you lock yourself up, where you don't want to go out and take part. I understand, because I am somebody that has been there. You don't want to be involved with anything else. You don't want to celebrate with others. Everything just is so loud, everything is noisy. But I want to encourage you to say, go out, have fun. When you have an opportunity to go out and feast with them that are feasting, laugh with them that are laughing. Go out, enjoy yourself, go to that gathering. It is very important. There is what we call neuroplasticity in neuroscience, brain plasticity, where you are able to rewire your brain through new experiences. You expose yourself to such wonderful experiences, to celebrations, all right? And as you often do that, you are rewiring your brain. You are creating new pathways. And as you consistently do that, you strengthen those pathways, and it contributes overall to your healing. All right, that is how you deal even with this season, not just with this festive season, but moving forward. Go out with those panic attacks. Don't fear what is going to happen. If you have depressive symptoms, you have physical symptoms of anxiety disorder, go out with them. Don't mind, don't wait to feel better or until you're okay. Healing comes when you're doing when you're on the move, when you're doing something, when you're doing the work on yourself. Take part, have fun, enjoy this festive season. And as we have talked about how to improve your appetite, go out there and feast with them that are feasting. Improve your appetite. These points that I have shared work for everybody that dares to put them into practice. It's about you and taking full responsibility of your health. Understanding that there is no mental health without food. Nobody is going to do it for you. Your loved one will not force it down there, all right? But you have to stand up for yourself and fight for your life. Thank you so much for joining in for this live. I'm so excited to see a number of you here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been Rachel Mwaweza. Bye-bye.